Alright, what's going on, everybody? It is the Arcane
Time to
Duels
record.
League, Season 2.
Woo!
I'm Koshade. We have the wonderful Puddnhead, who's been casting most of the games as he's been pronouncing. He's been the casting king of this league, man.
King caster.
The
Za and
Sharkbait.
Keegan have been helping a lot, too.
Yeah, man.
And
And of course, we got Sharkbait here. What's up, Sharkbait?
We see this crystal, this mana shard has been in almost every game. Mana shards everywhere.
I mean, the first thing tournament. I think. Oh, an aggressive Lair out of the Straywood. What do we have? A Juktari here?
I wish.
Dang, and the temple comes out.
All right, there you go. That's a cheap way to harmonize the temple without actually harmonizing the temple.
It's a slightly cheaper way because it's only 4 mana for the shard, right?
Yeah, it is 4 mana. So it's restricted to the zone in case anyone didn't know that.
Right, but killing the temple doesn't get rid of your extra mana.
I was gonna say, yeah,
like,
then
that's the reason.
Yeah, and it's the action saving.
And especially if you're a paladin, you know, like having a battle forge after a temple goes down might not be actually too bad. Just if you wanted to get that mana shard more. Of course, there's Cassiel. That's probably the better choice, though.
Oh yeah, Cassiel's.
I wouldn't doubt that Cassiel's coming out of that temple right now.
That being said, with this board state, with knabbmaster, with this double move,
Cassiel may not show up.
Yeah, this double move Lair. If that temple goes down, my guess is you probably don't have time to cast much to get that mana shard to be used. So
the mana shard will just get used on the paladin, which should be fine.
Yeah, he'll have to back up into that corner, which isn't that bad, I guess.
I don't think he's gonna move from that corner yet.
Yeah, no, this is definitely his zone. So as long as his temple is up, he's saying, I'm going to defend here.
There's a Dorceus.
That was...
Dorceus shows up. Actually, by the way, it looks like Jack is the... If I'm reading that right, Jack is the...
Yeah, Jack played Dorceus. Yeah,
Beastmaster.
I'm sorry.
Jacksmack is the Beastmaster.
Because it's probably Jacksmack's
knabbmaster is the Paladin.
It's probably
We're going to blame Koshade for this one, but that's okay. We fixed it. Anyway, Jacksmack puts down Dorceus before
blame the guy
Paladin
recording. So that was actually a really smart move, because Dorceus being legendary, versing a Holy Mage, you kind of think, all right, if they're going to cast legendary creatures, Dorceus is one of those great anti-rush creatures. Might as well just get it out.
It's a great creature. Oh, and they both ritual, don't they? Oh, man.
Both ritual.
Both ritual. I imagine Dorceus coming out of the fog, just like laughing at the Paladin, like, did you plan for me? Anyway.
Oh, man.
Wow. So leather helmet coming out for the Paladin.
Game incoming detected, according to Jack.
Yeah.
You know what? It seems like it.
knabbmaster going super defensive, getting that Guardian Angel out and the leather helmet, and then, of course, ramping up that mana so we can keep getting more. jacksmack just going for super mana here. He's already got 2 channel with that Lair, not to mention an additional 3 if he meditates, and another 3 with that ritual.
So the interesting thing is Jack could put out 2 creatures and still meditate.
Yeah, right? That's crazy. Zach wins the game.
Granted, if he meditates, he doesn't ritual. I don't know how many times he's going to plan on ritualing. But he's got Dorceus, so that tells me it's probably been more than once.
Yeah. Seems reasonable. But, I mean,
you
at
need to
some
change
point...
your mana. Yeah, they didn't do that.
I wonder... Something must have broken. That's why the mana's way off.
No, they're channeling... He was a channel 9 mage, and he didn't turn up to 10 at the beginning of the game.
Oh!
That's what happened there.
knabbmaster's also discombobulated.
Oh, I looked up knabbmaster's cards. My bad.
You looked at Jacksmack's cards.
Or Jacksmack's cards, yes.
It's okay. I looked away and actually didn't see him, so it's
okay.
Knabbmaster is the Paladin.
Was anybody...
Jacksmack is the Beastmaster.
Was anybody really surprised at those cards? Can we be honest?
I will be.
I didn't look.
Oh.
Yep, I will be, because my dog is booping me, so I'm like, what do you want?
My eyes, man. The cards reveal themselves, and I'm like, I have to see...
The heart of the cards.
It's like Indiana Jones all over again.
something heart of the cards.
Yeah, right.
So I would be looking for something more aggressive from the Paladin here. Something that does a lot of dice. Yeah, because he's not going to win the dice game at this point.
I feel like he's going to want something like that's a middle ground. Like Knight of Westlock can do both. It's a bit defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's 5 dice. Like, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah, I just wouldn't consider it an offensive creature.
The Guardian Angel is going to be solid for defensive and using that ritual. It's just a really wise choice for knabbmaster.
But he needs something that does at least 4 dice.
Yeah,
at least 4 dice right now.
And of course, Dorceus, which is just like ridiculously strong holy card. Oh, interesting. Is he gonna
Please
pet
tell
it?
me it's a pet. Please tell me it's a pet. Oh.
He didn't pet this. That's a
I
mistake.
love pet Wolverines.
That's a mistake right there. Oh, he's out of mana. That's why.
Yeah, he can't.
That makes
pet it.
sense.
Still
love
though,
pet Wolverines.
I wonder if he has more Wolverines waiting.
Oh, he's moving.
So for anyone wondering,
Oh, he's
Oh, he's
nuking
gonna
the amulet.
dissolve the amulet.
Nice.
interesting choice. So I wonder what his second card was, for Jack. So interesting part about the pet, because we're going at double speed, so I'm going to ignore this attacking and the Paladin here. Oh, a divine protection, 1 armor, 1 Aegis, so 3 dice. He should get two damage through, and he gets 2 damage. Okay, that was perfect. So the reason why you want to pet a rage creature, for anyone that's like watching, it's like, hey, why would you want to do that? It raises your life and armor on it, so you actually can
And
take
dice.
more hits. Yeah, so the rage will trigger, and you get more dice ultimately out of it in the long run, which I
Well,
think
you get
is
more dice.
really
Don't
good.
you get melee from pet as well? So
Yeah, you get melee, you get
so
armor,
if
you
it's
get
at 4
life.
dice,
It's
yeah,
just
it's really good. For
yeah,
Oh
like
my
even on
gosh.
Gorilla, it's like Gorillas
Wait a minute.
are bad.
Ritual of Kalek. He just doubled ritual. He can't do that.
Yep. Knabbmaster got him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so like even like the Gorilla, which is like a card you should probably never use. If you do make it a pet, it is okay.
It
You know,
takes
at
it from,
best.
please don't put this in your book.
Yeah.
To, well, if you have to, I guess it can
Yeah,
work.
I mean, really, you should just put bears at that point.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, we
Same
got a
cost.
dodge here. So he's just gonna punch the Guardian Angel instead. That does get rid of the guard, which is nice.
But it also missed, unfortunately.
Yeah, so the Guardian Angel dodged, defended
Dodge,
successfully.
duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, I imagine it's the shield. It doesn't just fly up in the air like you would expect it to. Did we have a counterattack?
Yeah,
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 'cause
he's
Nab has 2 damage on him.
yeah.
Nab
Okay.
shouldn't have.
Yeah,
two
it was
damage
Jack
on
that attacked Neb.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I keep getting mixed up because
Yeah, let me have a look up here. Knabbmaster rolled 3.
2 damage, and it's because Dorsus is just gonna heal him, so he didn't.
Oh
even
yeah,
add it.
that's why.
okay. Yeah, he didn't bother.
Makes sense. So that's why he targeted it. Cool.
So
I leave
yep.
it to automation.
Technically, maybe.
So nothing came out of the temple last turn. Wonder what's going to be this turn.
Yeah, I mean, dragon.
Interesting.
No,
That would be a bad choice, but
he's only
It would
got
be right now with
18
no
mana.
clerics. I'm just thinking it's kind of cool.
yeah, right. Like, I know cleric
Without
build
clerics,
with
it'd be
dragon.
tough to do though.
I mean, you can still just attack spell him a lot.
Yep, I don't honestly know what
So
the
it,
plan
so
is.
we
but I
know-
would probably drop a big guy right now if I could.
We know that Knabbmaster, or we know that Jacksmack rather has another ritual, so he might be using that this turn.
also, I think it's pretty hands down that jacksmack's in the lead on the board presence.
Yeah.
It's just what comes out of this temple might give
Yeah.
Knabbmaster an ability to come back.
If Nab can find a way to even it out right now, it
Yeah.
might be all right. What is on?
Ooh, he's a
Paladin?
Bila. Great at
So,
creatures.
Isambila is another way to take a creature away from the Paladin.
And a Griffin comes out. We got
What's
a
on the-
flying deck.
What's the enchantment on the Paladin?
That's Aegis 1.
Oh, that's
divine,
right.
Divine
Yeah.
protection.
Thanks.
Yeah,
My
no
mind
worries.
went like, what?
So, I mean, basically, Knabbmaster really wants flyers out. And the problem is that Jack might just have so much dice that he's just going to be like, I will take your damage and kill you.
I'm just gonna maul
Just
you.
whatever, you know? And here comes the 2 dice. 2 damage going through. That is average again.
Oh, he missed the bleed by 1.
Ooh, it's too bad. He did have piercing, but it didn't really matter because he had criticals.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Isambila is just one of those amazing creature killers. The ability to just kind of like double tap with Badger Frenzy, or just go in and just hit things with piercing 2, 4 dice.
I'll say
is
the piercing
amazing.
2 part is actually really underrated.
Did he? Oh, look at this! Interesting choice. Okay.
Well, he's
Ritual
just
and just
getting
chase the Paladin
a
around.
1/2 crit die every time.
Yeah, right.
Well, I
You
mean,
just-
it's not. Oh, he's got 1 armor. Never mind. My bad.
He should have taken 1 damage there. Dang.
Well, on 3 dice, 2 damage is fine. It's roughly average.
It's 2 dice though. Oh no, it's 3.
It's 3
yeah,
for
because
the
he's
horse.
Blessed Worm. Yeah, I said that last time.
It's okay. It's 2. No, it's 2 for the.
Oh
the
no.
Wolverine
Is
guy.
he gonna mage wand a ritual? Because
He is gonna mage one.
God.
I don't know anybody who's ever done that. Okay.
So this is kind of,
Says the person who did it to win.
you know,
Gen Con.
here's the thing. We have the championship of the current Gen Con championship here in this room right now, and
Oh,
this
dear.
strategy.
Is dumb.
Yeah, you want to tell us
But
about
it
this,
works.
Shark?
I mean, I would have done it 3 turns ago, but they've got different economy going because I played a necromancer, so it's interesting to see how it's evolved with different channeling.
Yeah, how do you feel about the Lair with the ritual?
Oh, that's freaking cool, man.
Okay. Okay.
Especially at 10 channel, like the big difference. The only reason I didn't end up doing it with Lair when I ran it is because of the 10 channel difference. I think that was one of the major factors in it because the Lair is the other really good spawn point for that.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
if you can spawn some of the big level 3 animals, which I mean, with the wanted ritual, you're gonna be able to.
I mean the fact that
It's
this is a
yeah.
10 channel tournament, I think makes it
It is
really
tough to
interesting
keep
to
up.
watch. Yeah.
I agree. It's tough to keep up, especially if he can keep it. So that's the other part right now is his positioning. He's right in the fight.
Yeah, he's gonna get a ton of dice next round if he's not careful. And this Griffin
Well, I'm more meant
is
the mage
fast.
wand is like it's in dissolve range already.
Oh, I see. So you would dissolve that right now.
If I was on the other side, probably
Yeah.
And that may be what he's trying to bait. I don't know. It could be bait.
I
That's
mean,
his 4th ritual.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it would make sense if it was also bait, just because at this point I think the Lair's running.
That makes
and
sense.
you got the board
Okay,
presence.
so we got this backwards. Jacksmack is the one that doesn't have very many spellbook.
Jacksmack is the Beastmaster.
Cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacksmack has 32 cards left in his book.
And then he brought out Dorcius, Isambila. Yeah, so
Wolverine.
there is not much of a swarm happening. He's just doing big, tough, beat 'em up stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
which is
he's
really
doing a
annoying.
lot of arcane stuff.
Yeah.
I bet he's got a pillar in there too.
Who doesn't run it in this tournament? I think every single game I watch was like
So
pillars.
what I'm looking for from knabbmaster this round is a Crusader Griffin attack on either Isambila or Dorcius, followed up by a ballista shot on the same, and then a luminous blast to finish it off. Whatever one he attacks.
Just something to start getting the action advantage back.
The croc
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah, he needs to get
But
some.
there's so many.
death.
There's
there
that
it is, there's
dissolve. And that really puts the tempo more
And
to
that's
Jacksmack's
before he
favor.
actually, before he got to use it too.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, like, this game is running away with Nab. Nab's just like gonna lose it.
I don't know, man. I've seen him pull some crazy shit, so I won't rule him out just yet. But it is currently starting to stack up.
I'm just looking at the board state, and I'm
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean.
like,
Like it's stacking up, but I'm not
"Ugh."
convinced it's completely because
A
like
Dragon
right now,
Claw.
we have ways to flip it. There are ways to flip it.
Okay,
And frankly,
you're right.
Isambila is not all that hard to kill.
Yeah,
With
okay, that's
the right
fair.
amount of pressure.
Like the Griffin could
but that
just
assumes. Yeah.
know,
The
do
Griffin
some
comes
good
in, takes a big
damage.
hit, and then the Guardian Angel takes a big hit, and then if you have a spell ready to just, I mean, theoretically it's 3 attacks on 1 creature. However, you're also getting hit by 3 other creatures.
Yeah, right. I mean, never
So-
underestimate the healing though. Like healing is always good in this game.
Yeah, his armor hasn't done anything yet, so he's gonna take the attack from.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that was a
hit.
great hit. 5 damage from an angel, or 4 damage. I mean.
Well,
Yeah.
4 got through, but yeah, 5 total, and the dice is still pretty good.
Dang.
Yeah, and then he's
And
gonna
then,
shoot.
yep,
with the,
just like Scott said.
There you go.
Well, that's right on the
That's
average.
almost.
So, I mean,
Oh,
Almost
he got
dead.
so close.
at this point, an attack spell will do it. So I probably would have actually used Isambila right now.
No, he went in guarded.
I still would have, because an attack spell takes her out.
Jacksmack only has 1 mana. Oh no, knabbmaster has 5 though. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's just enough for Luminous Blast. So
really
no,
interesting.
I don't know.
choice
Do you
here.
use a Luminous Blast on a 1 hit point creature? I don't. That's a question I actually don't have the answer to
Not
right
right
now.
now.
but-
I mean, if I were using Bila, I would just use it on the ballista as soon as you see the paladin go,
Yeah.
or just wait until the very end, I should say.
At this point, Isambila's about to hit the paladin. I'll bet.
I think he's gonna wait.
Actually, I'm not sure why he didn't do that.
He's
already.
gonna wait for the griffin to move because he wants his ability to take out the ballista. I imagine.
Well, if the paladin,
maybe.
You know what I
the
mean?
paladin can move in there and guard though.
Yeah, I don't think he would care too much about that.
The Paladin's getting the hell out of there too, because the Paladin,
Interesting. Defensive
them.
gauntlets.
and that's where the Mage Wand's coming out next.
What do you think is going to be in that Mage Wand? That's a dead ballista.
Fucking ritual.
Let's just ritual this whole game. That has literally been a lot of the games in this tournament.
It's been a lot of the games since the card came out.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair, man.
I haven't seen a whole lot of mage ones actually.
No, I meant ritual.
Oh,
Ritual's been in a few.
He's gonna go after Dragonclaw. Interesting choice. This is gonna give him a rage.
That's a dangerous game right there, because that's gonna give him a rage on the Counter Strike.
And he gains an armor.
Yeah, gains an armor, gains a melee, gets a bleed chance. I mean, all of that is bad for the Crusader Griffin, no matter how you look at it.
Oh, bleed!
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage.
That's a ton of damage. Holy cow!
So
dude.
6 and a bleed.
That was not worth it.
That is why you do not hit that particular creature with.
Yeah, we were talking
Griffin.
about petting the Wolverine. I just want to point out that Wolverines really like pets. They start to purr. You know, they get really happy. Your opponent doesn't like it so much, but there's a reason.
Jack puts
That's
out
good.
the ritual. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point he's abusing that layer, which
Yeah.
you should. That layer is amazing. It's I don't know. It's probably the best spawn point to me. It's up there, if not the best.
Yeah, that or I don't know. Probably the gate. It's probably my favorite.
The gate's really good in certain situations. The book is also really good in certain other situations, like the situation here. The layer is more of the generalist one, but I think the layer covers the most situations in which it is good.
Layer's probably best with this style.
Yeah,
for sure.
And there's a couple others
know
that
what
are
I
also
mean?
like really good in certain other situations.
Yeah,
but I would,
Necromancer's
my
obviously good.
opinion in this case is that the layer is among the top in almost every situation.
I mean, look at this creature spread.
So just to put the conversation out there, we've had a lot of questions on whether how the 10 channeling has been working out. And from what I've seen is probably Straywood Beastmaster doesn't need it.
Interesting.
His abilities
I
are
don't think
good
either
enough.
Beastmaster needs it.
Well, I mean, particularly Straywood Beastmaster doesn't need it. I think that the priest benefited from it, but we've only seen one.
Interesting.
Siren needs more than that.
Ouch.
Needs
Yeah,
more.
it's well, I mean, okay, you can chalk it up to people having not played the Siren because she has not been thought of as viable anyway.
That's true. It could be a practice thing.
It could be a practice thing, but in a bunch of situations, I just didn't see effective use of the 10 channel from the Siren.
I think some of it comes down to the Siren's kit as well, because all of the Siren's good stuff tends to be really weighted heavily, as in like heavy mana investment.
Yes.
And it takes too long to pay off before it becomes steamrollable. Whereas in this case, we need a layer and a ritual and go.
Yeah.
Creatures kind of speak for themselves when it comes
ritual.
to
I think is actually skewing some of that data. I think in the absence of ritual, the Siren might be more competitive.
So the Siren matches in this tournament, did they use ritual?
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay. That's
even if they did,
as well.
I'm not sure it would have helped. That spawn point it's decent, I guess, but
it's the fact that there's not a lot of creatures that makes the Siren really tough to use.
Like it's not versatile enough to.
Because I almost view her as like a water beastmaster, except instead of pets, you force positioning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I think it can be used to play around, to outplay people, but
yeah,
it's not as easy to make work as a layer plus ritual.
Gravicore comes out.
Oh man,
this is gonna be awful. This is gonna be a dead griffin right here.
Nom.
There it is, dead griffin. That crocodile got some sweet griffin feathers.
Those feathers tasted so good.
Yeah, man.
Man, so I think this is what you call a highly calibrated book.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean,
yeah,
he has less than 30 cards left, right? And so his plan is to just get these creatures out, and
I think it's just tough for Nab to keep up, especially if he's trying to play the economy game to keep up. I think the response I don't know. Without having tested it, my first response would be to have started slinging some attack spells earlier on to level the playing field a little bit and try to keep up. But I'm not.
Right.
I don't know how you do that without attacking the layer, and that's never been a good idea to me.
That's interesting because some people will say it is the good idea.
I've never seen it work. I'm not even exaggerating.
His
I don't
Paladin's
think it's ever
going
worked against me.
in. Oh, this is gonna be real bad.
Like attacking the layer actually ended up losing people the game, whereas attacking my mage when I was at least running the Jotari would be the way better play.
I believe we've seen in the group stage one game where killing the layer actually won somebody the game.
Okay, well I'll have to go back and watch that one then, because I'd be interested to see that just from
I
how the
can't
hell they
remember
do
which
stand
one
for.
it was.
Okay.
Honestly,
see if I can check it out.
I don't think jacksmack needed these higher level creatures. I think he could have done the same thing with like just basic nature creatures, especially with pet.
Well, I mean, a lot of those are basic nature. They're just level 3 nature.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I mean
His only weird one is Dorcius, but Dorcius makes sense in this case.
Okay,
especially
that's a
since
good
it's an
point.
animal.
And Dorcius is healing, isn't Bila?
Dorcius makes sense because it takes Dorcius away from the Paladin.
Mm.
Well, that too, but I mean, even in absence of a paladin, Dorcius makes sense in. I can't think of a book it wouldn't work in.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even Necromancer is pretty damn good.
Yeah, like it's a lot of points, but that horse is a pain in the ass.
Oh, that's a hit. Very
Yeah.
nice. 2 Guardian Angels. Yeah, I just don't see knabbmaster winning this game. It's like he's got a sliver, but
At this point, it's getting kind of steamrolly.
Well, at this point, he has to endure. If he's gonna
Oh.
succeed, he's gonna have to endure.
This
Well,
was
he
a
has to
really
endure
good
and
choice.
start taking them out one by one and run them out of
Right.
creatures. That's his.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. That's his best option.
That's what he's got to do, and he's gonna need more armor, and he's gonna need stuff like consecrated ground. That was a good play, I think.
Yeah, that was a great play. I don't know
would've-
that it's enough.
I would
but
have
it's
loved
at
to
least
have
to
seen
start
this.
to get some of the chip damage, and Dorcius can't
Yep.
heal all of that.
I would have
Right.
loved to have seen Consecrated Ground a while ago, to be honest.
Well,
I don't know.
he
It just
had-
did 4
he
damage.
had some priorities. It's fine.
It did just do 4 damage and regenerate his flying creature that I'm
Mhm.
like Guardian Angel.
So I would like to see from Knabbmaster this turn a chess piece and a luminous blast on Isabella.
Absolutely. Well, I think
That-
I'd go the opposite order, but yes.
Well, and that's what he needs to do. And he's gonna heal Isabella.
mhm.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I think
the
a
Luminous
blast here would
Blast-
be at least a start.
Yeah, luminous blast isn't gonna finish it off though. That's the problem.
Well, you could roll 6 on 5 dice.
You could.
I don't think that this Mana Shard and the Temple really worked out at all for him. Like I guess I think the Guardian Angel
Well,
just was like just
it's
not
like
strong
harmonizing
enough
it.
to keep
It's the same kind of thing.
up. Yeah, maybe he
So
just shouldn't-
theoretically it kind of helped, but
I guess when I think of like temple builds, I think you're gonna need to last, like if they rush you, which this was like a rush spawn point build. Like I
Yeah.
always think that temple needs to like get going at least 3 or 4 rounds to actually have like a solid creature base. And I think like what's just basically happened was like
well, he's spreading out now too.
Yeah,
the fight
like-
is in the layers.
yeah, Jack
the
just-
layers zone.
Jack just kind of read that and was like, okay, well I have stronger creatures, and if we're gonna do creature versus creature, I'm just gonna win.
So,
in
yeah.
that sense.
He's
It's
gonna-
both the combination of
okay,
stronger
so he's
creatures
gonna
and
throw it.
positioning.
Yeah,
Like, he's
right?
in his own
Oh,
position.
great roll.
Okay, so he nuked
Dang.
Isabella, and well, that's the kind of stuff you need to do to come back. So it can theoretically
Yeah.
happen, especially since he didn't deploy off the layer this time.
Oh, and then he's gonna guard. Interesting.
It was a lucky roll, but it worked out. Yeah, he's guarding his guardian angel, I guess.
No, the angel's flying. Right? Oh no, it's not. Never mind. Sorry. Derp. I can't read.
Okay,
All right,
gets
hey,
it's nothing
no
Well, the dice are
damage.
starting to come back a bit.
nothing back. That's
Well,
fine. It wasn't
The
like
dice are
it's-
just sucking
he's
right
not
now.
trying to
It was gonna
he's not trying to
regenerate.
do damage. He's really not trying to do damage with that. He's just trying to.
Interesting
Well,
position.
I'm not saying he wouldn't take it, but
Interesting position of jacksmack's mage, by the way.
well, he's got some space now, and
Hmm.
this is one of those like this might be the best place to go because he didn't use the layer to get some I don't know, kind of push him back, like get some break-even ground here, and then
Oh, yeah.
smack that thing down if you can find a way to do it. I don't know if he has enough dice to do it though. Like short of a meteor, I'm not.
Yeah, right. We do have a grapple.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so now he has him where he wants him. He's going to be taking damage every round, but does jacksmack have something to counter that, I guess?
All he needs is
Lesser teleport, yeah.
Yeah, lesser teleport. Easy.
But even then, that's how many of those do you have? If he keeps grappling you, eventually it's gonna run out, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
And
think
it's,
that's
it's an
ideal.
action he has to use that.
I'm
he
pretty
doesn't
sure
have.
he's gonna kill the crocodile next.
Maybe. I'm just saying it's an action he has to use that he doesn't
Yeah.
currently have a lot of spares.
I mean, if he gets a death roll or two out of it, that's pretty freaking sweet,
Oh.
man.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so he's gonna start
Meridia's
healing.
blessing.
Jacksmack just has
hate
all the good
passive
cards, man.
healing.
All the good cards for nature out right now, and the hand, and
So it looks like he's
Dorceus.
gonna be healing up his Shoal Street crocodile this round.
Yeah.
Obviously, doesn't want to heal Dragonclaw.
Right. Exactly. And if the croc gets dazed or whatever, burnt from the pillar,
Oh, you can just remove it.
you can just remove it.
Oh, it's so bad, man.
Yeah.
I really like the Consecrated Ground against the Badger, by the way.
I do too, because
Or
it's
the
a way to chip
Wolverine.
away at his
Sorry,
health.
Badger.
That's a good idea.
It's gonna take 10 more turns, but
It's still something.
Every little bit, you know. The fact is, you're not taking higher dice.
rage is creature attacks, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
he
you're not
could
adding rage
theoretically
with the indirect.
he could kill the pillar with the Wolverine with the pillar. Theoretically, now the Wolverine
good point,
has
yeah.
3 armor.
I actually don't know if it's just creature. I don't think I've ever looked that up.
Nope.
It is
no
just
damage.
creature.
Is it? Okay.
I've checked it before. Because it's been shot by ballista before when I've used it. I'm like, oh, if only.
What is happening? So interesting that that's the case there. I don't know how I'd feel about going after the Wolverine with the pillar.
Oh,
He's
he
gonna
pulled the
he's
rage off.
removing a range. Okay. I wonder if he doesn't have very many creatures left. He's gotta have a bear
He's
though.
got 29 cards.
That's a good point. He's got 6 mana on the lair.
He doesn't have a pet out, so he has to have something.
Oh, maybe he didn't decide to use pet, which is
He's-
kind of strange.
Screw
Maybe
pets.
bear pet is coming right here. I don't know.
Bear pet would work. I mean, he does
He
have
needs
the
something
mana
else
for
to
it.
keep the momentum going, because otherwise, yeah, if he had kept it going, like pumping the creatures out, I think he'd be overwhelmingly winning this one. But it looks, this is like one of those where Nab is actually starting to swing it back the other way, because he's not getting overwhelmed by how many creatures are left.
2
Nab-
Guardian Angels
One of the
is
good things
nice.
about the Guardian Angels.
Right, they survive a long time.
That's legit.
Knabbmaster needs to get something with 4 or 5 dice out at this point. I would, you know what I want to see right now? Artemis or a Royal Archer.
Ooh.
That's
that
what
would
I
be
want to
cool.
see right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be
That's-
cool.
Artemis would be a great play at this point. Royal Archer would have piercing at least.
I say I like the archer myself, just because of the piercing.
I
Piercing
feel
2,
like
right?
I feel like
Yeah.
it'd be good for a round.
So you could totally just.
No, sorry, piercing 1. My fault.
Oh, they only piercing 1, man.
I think so. Even then,
Lame.
that's still pretty good. In this situation, it'd be good.
I feel like it'd be good for a round or two, but I feel like Jack would probably counter that with something. I don't
Well, I'm
know,
sure he would, but he'd
yeah.
have to spend resources on it, and then the pillar does its damage.
Mhm.
The consecrated ground does its damage. The couple of shots from the archer do their damage, and then
If he can kill the Wolverine, I think he has
I
he'd be
wonder
in a
if the
much better
disconnect
spot.
just caused the game to break.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. I mean, they're gonna keep playing, but
Yeah.
they just have to manual everything from here.
So it looks like Jack will have a first initiative here, so we might see a death roll, which is probably
be
what I would do.
surprised.
well,
first.
there's quick casts.
Yeah,
so,
we'll have to wait for that, but
so
I'm hoping to see a
Paladin-
death roll. I just like that. If you
I
haven't
like to
seen
get out.
actual death rolls from crocs, they're terrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch on video
They'll-
though.
Did you know crocodiles will actually when they're playing will actually death roll each other, and like they'll actually rip off limbs and then they'll just grow them back, and it's like terrifying to
That's
watch.
so weird.
It's so weird, dude. Like in the zoo, you'll like be like, what happened to that one's limb? It's like, oh, they're playing. It's like, what? Death rolls, man.
Things we didn't expect to be talking about today.
Shoals Deep Crocodile is still one of my favorite creatures.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
It's so
I
cool.
just- I wish the Siren was trained in aquatic.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of one of the big misplays for Siren when she came out.
Because all the Druid Academy stuff was aquatic too,
Mhm.
and she could have just had that at cost. So, anyway, things to think about. Anybody who's writing erratas.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh wait, that's us.
We have a Highland Unicorn pet.
Oh my
It's
god!
a pet Highland. Yes. So more healing coming down.
man.
So interesting enough,
Well,
jacksmack
they
is
sort
sort
of
of
stack.
matching a defensive play, but just has more dice on his creatures. Whereas Nab kind of switched this offensive play after playing defensive creatures, and it's sort of like it's we're gonna have to wait to see which one can survive longest. I don't know. Death roll. Let's see the death roll.
Death roll is less deathy.
Wow.
There's a bleed though.
He
That
bled.
was a rough roll.
He bled it, man.
Yeah, I guess it was a bleed. So that's the fun one, but that's still a rough roll.
Man,
So interesting enough, the Highland Unicorn.
Dorceus and Highland Unicorn don't take damage from consecrated ground.
Yeah, they don't. And they
Oh,
also
yeah, good point.
stack their healing, which is a really interesting thing.
That's a good point.
And man, he can do 5 passive healing right now to a creature?
Yep.
1,
It's
2,
a
3, 4,
little-
5,
it's
6.
a little sick.
6 passive healing? That's crazy.
One attack die. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Roll the escape roll, man.
Ooh, this is not looking pretty. You roll 3 dice. So when you
3
get
minus
grappled,
2.
you actually roll less. Yeah.
When you are the prey, you
When you're
get
the prey. Yeah.
2 fewer dice, which is why grapple
Ugh.
is good.
Did not
Yep. And in this
escape.
case, did not escape.
This is brutal, man.
Well, he's brutally being death rolled, although he's still in a position. I think he's still in a spot that he could theoretically recover from. But again, every creature that comes off that layer is tilting it heavily in favor.
I agree.
Of-
It's not over yet, but
Yeah.
we keep inching that win marker over to Jack more and more.
Yeah.
I wonder why Knabbmaster's saving up mana. What is he gonna do with it?
Just gonna put out there that Guardian Angel has terrible armor.
Yeah, it
Why
does.
would you wear that armor in a battle? Just saying.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't. But it only has 1 armor, so you gotta
Okay, that's fair.
admit that it only has 1 armor.
It's the shield.
And that
that's
one
the
armor is that dang shield, right?
It's just-
3 damage on the
maybe it's-
Beastmaster.
Maybe it's hard to fly with armor. I don't know.
I'm sure it's encumbersome.
Yeah, right.
So maybe that's
Having
it.
never actually flown with wings, I'm not sure.
I got a chance.
I would
to-
imagine every piece of weight is bad for you. That's why birds' bones are hollow.
What if you're just that strong?
I actually got a chance to put on a full suit of armor the other day, and it was like 66 pounds or 65 pounds or something like that. Such a difference.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've worn body armor. That one's heavy.
Another
Creative with
ballista.
50 pounds per
Second
Okay.
ballista. So Guardian Angel, interesting. Just being like, I'm gonna mess your Beastmaster up.
It's just not enough dice.
1 armor comes out for that for
That's not enough
jacksmack.
dice concentrated. It could theoretically be enough dice. You have 6 from the 2 angels, you have 5 from the ballista, and you have 3 from the mage, and you have 4 from the pillar. But I don't see them concentrating on the same. I don't see them being used to concentrate on the same
Well, he
creature.
can't though. That's the problem. He can't.
You kind of can.
Because- No, you can't because as soon as you attack one, he guards with another one.
I get that. So the angels are maybe wasted, but you can do ballista, angel, and pillar all on the same target without having any way to stop it.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
can
not
throw 2
enough,
attack
though.
spells.
Also, I
You
want to
sure it's not
point
enough?
out
5 dice piercing 3 plus 3 more dice plus 4 more dice. That. Well, now that it's healed, it was hit 2 damage. I'm just saying.
I do want to point out that Hand of Bimshala with Highland and the Dorcius can also stack just healing
a ton of healing as we're seeing.
So anytime you don't,
anymore.
yeah, right.
yeah. So at this point, the pillar is wasted because of the passive healing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pillar ended up being a bad choice.
Yeah.
It killed Isabella.
Well, but a Knight of the Red Helm would have been better.
Okay, interesting.
Right? Because at least you've got several level 3 creatures, or you got a 2 level 4 creatures that you can attack, right? Both of which will give you a strongest mechanic. And I don't know. It's just knabbmaster does not have enough dice.
Yeah, I mean,
it comes down to he does not have enough dice on the field.
I mean, that's the thing. In my experience with against the double move Lair, you have to match their damage quickly, because no matter what kind of defensive plays you have, you'll just get outdiced. Because nature creatures are just kind of naturally like that. And I think that's what we're seeing is just a snowballing effect like that.
Which is why some people say kill the Lair.
It's interesting.
And then they have to cast the creatures themselves.
Yeah, but the amount of resources to put into that, you're usually getting smacked dead before you can kill it.
Yeah,
that
right.
Tough,
I mean, it just depends on how many resources you've put in your book to deal with that situation.
Like 4
That's
or
true.
5.
I'm just saying, I've seen dedicated Lair attackers, and most
There's
of the
a
time,
Knight of Westlock. Where was he last 3 turns ago?
I agree with you, Puddin. I think he should have gotten this Knight of Westlock out much earlier instead of
a second Guardian Angel.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, the double move Lair is incredibly difficult. Like, you have to really train against it if you want to beat it. Like, you can't kind of passively go into this and be like, I think I can figure it out.
But you can, you just don't get a mess up.
So well, that's what I mean.
So
you have to train, I think, if you really want to verse the strategy well.
That's true.
What did he shoot?
Ballista's shooting the croc.
That was a good hit on the croc. I just don't know if it'll be enough to
Yeah.
ultimately. Oh.
Teleport. He wants to get a 4-die attack on him? Okay. That does break the grapple as well.
Okay, there you go.
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah, that
works.
works.
That works. Okay, so 2 more and that'll work.
And a daze.
And now Guardian Angel hit.
Yes, that works. That's okay. We'll skip ahead. Yeah, daze is on there, and then an angel with 3 crits here wins.
There's a guard.
Why are you guarding?
There's a dragon claw out.
Oh no, I would have hit it. Oh yeah, the dragon claw's already guarding. That's why. Or maybe throw an attack spell with your mage. That's what I would have done.
I don't know.
Jacksmack.
I don't know what I would have done there.
3. He's only got 3 mana, knabbmaster.
I kind of think he should have waited to do that whole teleport move.
Well, he was going to get death rolled if he didn't.
I think that's fine.
I think it's a good thing.
Honestly, I think
it's fine.
If he waited for the dragon claw to move again, or the other guys to move again, like that might have been a better. Like, can we dogpile it or not? I guess you have to think about what the goal is.
That's true.
Like right now, what I'm thinking is this croc is just going to heal all the way up, and it's not going to be a big deal because he jumped the gun on that teleport. Then again, the pillar might take it out.
Yeah.
During upkeep. Of course, it's going to be jacksmack's initiative.
Yeah, it's going to be. Even with a dead croc, I'm not sure.
Jason. Jason's so pissed at that pillar.
Well, he hates the pillar, and that makes sense.
Yeah,
shenanigans like this.
He's probably the biggest voice I've heard for why the pillar needs to be changed.
Yeah, he's got good points. I think he's right. I generally don't like it either. I just find it to be I find it a smaller problem than ritual.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
But here's the thing: he spent 4 spellbook points and 3 mana to get a 4-die attack. Right? Like
for that one teleport, yes.
Yeah.
But he's had how many other attacks?
But
At
it's
least
also,
one per turn,
I mean, you
and
have
as well as the original. So it's another 4 more attacks of 4 dice each. And if it gets abused in the way that it can be abused, it hasn't necessarily been abused this time. It can just spiral. Again, I think it's a bit on the strong side. I don't think it's as bad as Ritual to me, but
Well,
it
ritual
does some pretty
fundamentally changes the game.
right. And
Right.
Pillar, yeah, maybe everybody includes it, but that's a lot less boring than everybody including the spawn point spam to me.
ooh. And Jack moves his Beastmaster into the temple zone. That's going to actually hinder
He's gonna
the
punch the
Westlock.
temple.
Night of
Oh, yeah, you're
Westlock
right.
isn't gonna get anywhere this turn anyway.
It looks like the
Jack's
creatures are
just
starting to
moving around
spread out
attacking
now.
stuff.
Interesting. So he's going to probably migrate all of his creatures to the left here. Lots of damage to that pillar. Dang.
I don't know.
Really
If I'm the
nice.
Croc, I go back after the Paladin again.
You got a daze on you though.
I'd still do it. I mean, at that point, I'd bring Dorsey's in for the. Oh, I guess you can't because the guard.
Yeah.
He wants to take that temple out, man.
So who knows? Maybe those guards will end up working, but there's too much advantage on the board right now that he's taking advantage of.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can afford to use these actions to get rid of economy.
Yeah.
So
he's destroying that long game. Very nice.
That's 4 damage on the Wolverine.
And he is going to
With
gain
another
an
rage
armor.
token.
Armor and a rage. So it will be 3 manual with a 8-up lead.
Yeah.
Piercing 1. Does not get the defense from the Guardian Angel.
Yeah.
Here we go. Does not get a bleed. Gets some good damage.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And then he's going to guard again. Why not?
This is a big move here. This could kill the Croc by moving.
I doubt it.
It probably won't.
I should.
But...
I would say it's probably gonna save the Croc.
Oh, he's gonna heal it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't agree with that move, but I get why he did it.
He's got only so many creatures, and
yeah.
At this point, he's actually losing creature advantage every time something comes off that Temple of Sarah. I wouldn't say he's lost it yet, but I mean, he's now almost even on creatures, which is not where he wants to be either. So he needs to take advantage of the ones he has. And I think he's doing it right by attacking the Conjurations and the board presence here.
I absolutely agree with you. Yeah.
It's an interesting balance here.
See how he waited for that Dragon Claw as well? He's abandoning the zone. Looks like we're going to see an attack on this Wolverine. 3 armor.
4. So yeah, 3 armor because 1 rage token.
So he's got 2 damage on him. Now he's got 4 armor.
Another rage token. Dang. Oh my gosh.
And this is going to be a big smack on this ballista.
I think it's 5 dice, right?
Yep, piercing 1.
There it goes.
Yep, he makes it just above. Very nice. Those rage tokens, man. They're so good. And here comes the healing.
There's so much passive healing in this group. Oh my goodness.
I mean...
Oh man.
Honestly, Nab is playing decently well right now. Jack is just phenomenal in this game. He looks so unbelievable in this game.
Very well practiced.
Yeah.
He should lose a rage token for Highland Unicorn.
Yeah, he should.
I think he's going to. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he lost both of them. They're there.
Yeah, so he's going to Meridia's Blessing and Regen 1.
Yep.
Which
Wolverine.
2 separate
Just keeping it around instead of trying to get to that 3 stack, which there's something to be said for that too. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to try to go for that right now, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think he needs it. I think you're right.
The heal would have been really nice on the Wolverine if he played some weird game of stacking up rages and stuff, but it's okay.
I think healing the Croc made sense because he was about to lose it.
Yeah.
And this prevented it.
I'd love to see more stuff with rage, or interacting with rage and stuff. It'd be so cool.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And
if rage was actually good,
be rewritten. Yeah.
Did Wolverine actually come out in Grimoire, or is it still a promo?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't remember.
I thought it was a promo still.
Yeah.
I think it's still a promo. Because I only see it in these tournaments
Yeah.
where we allow promos.
80 to 90% sure it's promo.
I will look it up for us so that we can be right on the internet.
This quote is really interesting. Our forest appears peaceful, but we are not without rage. Dragonclaw Wolverine. I'm pretty sure if I saw a Dragonclaw Wolverine walking in a forest, I would freak the heck out, man. Look at those claws.
I've
Yeah,
never heard of it before.
it's just a promo. It's just a promo card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying, that thing looks like he's probably at least 3 feet tall of just muscle.
Oh yeah. It's not something you want to F with.
Mm.
It depends on how fast he is.
If he's on 4 feet or 4 legs, he's probably faster than you. Let's be honest.
Faster than me, for sure.
There goes that temple.
Nothing came out of it either.
How did the oh, we had a force push from knabbmaster. Interesting. I guess he didn't want this Knight of Westlake to die.
What was he gonna do with it? Is he gonna attack the Lair now? It seems a little late for that.
Well,
if he waits a lot,
if he can knock it down right now, he doesn't fall so far behind.
I'd go after the Gravicore first. Just start moving to the right, taking out all the passive healing conjurations.
Yeah, that one, the passive healing conjurations makes a lot of sense. But if you do that without taking down the Lair, you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough either way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Honestly.
It's a bad choice no matter which one. He's going to make you pay for it, whichever choose.
Because he's going to
choose. I think the Lair's the higher threat, though. It also takes more to kill, though.
With the positional thing, that's what worries me. Then again, the Consecrated Ground is right here.
Well, he'd still have to run through or around the Consecrated Ground in order to catch up with you.
Yeah, but running through with that much passive healing isn't that big a deal.
And regenerate 1 on everything.
Right. Yeah. Regenerate 1 plus Meridius plus Dorcius. Just
so that unicorn has what, 14 health and 3 armor now? Is that right?
That sounds about right. I think it might be 12 health. Because I thought it was a 9.
Oh yeah, it's a 9. Okay, 12 health.
You know, this knight in the Consecrated Ground picture is just not doing anything. I'm pretty sure those angels around him are like, "Come on, man, are you gonna actually fight here,
dude?
Like,
We need your help, dude.
Come on, man."
I think that's the quick cast, though.
Oh, he's casting Consecrated Ground.
Yeah, that is the quick cast right there.
Oh, so this is like a paladin. Okay.
The other guys are still like, dude.
You know, we have a looks like demons here at the gate.
There's things and they're dying. We need your help killing them.
All right, we do have a croc coming in. He is going to quick snap. Deal 1 damage.
Snap quickly.
Nope, he attacked the knight. Wait, why did he get
knight returned? Did nothing.
Wow.
Very nice. That is
bad dice rolls for everybody.
So unlucky.
That is rough. 5 dice down.
Yeah.
Paladin's gonna punch it.
Mages cannot melee when it's bugged.
Yeah, it's bugged.
Looks like we're gonna have what?
Did a damage.
1 damage here.
And got a Valor. Oh, hey, look. Actually, how much is Croc? 16?
It is
15. Okay.
15.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought he was 13 for some reason, which I'm like, that's less than Dragonclaw.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
But I'm wrong.
I suppose if knabbmaster can activate an aura at this point.
Kidnapping.
Oh
or
my gosh.
Night napping.
Night napping?
Is that kniping?
Kniping. And with that, I mean, with his defense already used, it's just free damage. Might as well just do it, you know? And this Wolverine could bleed him, and it's going to be pretty much curtains.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why doesn't Jack just start throwing boulders? He's got 1 armor.
I mean,
24
yeah, why
cards.
didn't you kidnap the paladin?
Boulder right now puts the Paladin at, even if you roll low, roughly 24 damage.
I mean, Jack's playing the long game. Oh,
He
sorry,
is, I know.
whatever.
He'll win the long game even now.
Like, he's
I
like,
think.
I'm gonna take out all of your threats,
Oh
then I'm
wow,
gonna
max
take your
damage
mage
roll.
out. Nice roll.
Let's say it depends. If it keeps going as it's going now, he will win. However,
Yeah.
if Nab can find a way to swing it.
I think Jackson's just thinking like, the
Oh,
more
wow.
dice that I
Nice.
throw
Jeez.
over you, the more dice every round, the more that chances that I have of winning, basically.
Well, I also
It's
think
dangerous.
He's eliminated. At this point, he's cut off Nab's economy, and if he just starts eliminating creatures, there's not going to be any way to keep up.
Yeah.
And I think Jack now has enough to drop a bear, a pet bear, and there's at least one more creature in the book. So
Honestly, after this round, I'd probably consider conceding if I were knabbmaster. Just to see where this round
game,
goes.
don't concede. Screw that.
I mean, yeah, it's tournament game. It's like you shouldn't concede ever, but it's really obvious you should. But
It'd be one of those where you just double boulder and you roll 16 damage against boulder, and it's like, oh hey, look,
you might as well go out that way.
Oops, I won.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, like playing till you die is super important. I don't think anyone blames you if you're like just
but
hanging
totally
on with a
understand
life
if you did,
forever.
I guess is the way I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a very low armor game, interestingly enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I would also make the point that I don't think there are very few points that armor would have been the better play than what done.
Oh.
Or than just attacking, because at this point, if you cast armor, I'm not sure you keep up in the creature game, and that's honestly what I think is losing knabbmaster the game, is the fact that he couldn't swing it back his direction for the creature game.
He needed creatures with more dice faster.
Did that Wolverine regen one?
When? Right now? I don't
We're
know.
in upkeep,
I
right?
honestly don't know.
Yeah, I think he clicked on a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Cool. Just making sure.
Go back and tell him.
Ooh, the bear.
Yep. Hey, look,
comes
it's a bear.
out. Very nice. Bears are just solid level 4 creatures. Like, they're just really good level 4.
Shit, at this point, I would raise that, or not raise, rouse.
If you want a training book where you're just like, let's figure out how to beat this, just put in a Beastmaster with 4 bears.
That is not okay, man.
Just cast and go.
Bears.
Just cast and go. I definitely saw what that in general was. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a defense. Does make the defense. Very nice. That was huge.
Good, because that was a hell of a roll. I mean, he only needs one, but
he should.
He should have rolled 4.
I thought Highland Unicorns had ages. I guess they don't.
They don't.
Huh.
He should have rolled 5 dice. Did he?
He did.
No, he did.
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought he only rolled 3 dice.
No, he rolled 5.
No, he rolled 5.
Oh, that's a 3 blanks.
I could have sworn they had Aegis 1, but they don't. All right.
No, that's Dorsey's.
Mm-hmm.
The horse non-unicorn.
Is the lowland unicorn? No, that's probably just 1 armor.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's it. He's calling it.
Oh, yep.
I
was
was
worried about a nab. It happens, man.
So I don't think
that was a good strategy by Jack.
I don't think he was bad. I think he actually played really well. Like, whoever's watching this game, like, these are 2 extremely good players.
Yeah, I think there's a few times that he could have chosen differently, like to attack, as Scott was saying, get bigger dice out, or attack creatures more focused. And if he could have kept the creature game even or close to even, I think he'd have pulled it off. But especially with how many cards jacksmack has, you know what I mean? Like, there's 23 cards in that book left. There cannot be too many more creatures to
right?
player.
Yeah, and I think you're allowed to know.
Maybe he only has that.
I think on Octagon you can actually check how many cards they have, if I remember right.
Octagon you can see it.
It's actually a nice advantage you can have. But how did you feel about those ballistas?
I think that jacksmack dealt with them right away.
Yeah.
They each only got 1 shot. He had the action advantage to do that, and they just weren't very effective.
Ballistas are great when you have action advantage. They're okay
right.
when you don't. Or they help you get it back. But
yeah, he had another bear and a wolverine. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had some good creatures left.
Oh. Walked away for a second.
So.
Well, I don't know. If you start knocking them off one at a time, those His book doesn't have a pivot.
5
strategy,
creatures.
so
He had 5 creatures.
there's something to be said for that, but he didn't have a pivot strategy.
So, like I was saying, I think that knabbmaster needed those ballistas in order to come back, and so jacksmack did the right thing taking them out. And
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't think knabbmaster did the wrong thing in playing them, but he needed earlier on at the beginning of the game, way up in the corner there, the first creature should not have been a guardian angel.
I think because he was ritualing, he was trying to find a way to heal.
Yeah, I get that, but you can just
I know.
consecrated ground,
You
or
can heal later.
I mean,
honestly, yeah, I think once he saw that double lair, I think consecrating that lair zone would immediately just make Jack forcing him to like start beating all those like defensive creatures out. And I think you can kind of go more from there. Playing that Guardian Angel kind of meant like I'm going for this longer gameplay, but like the layer is just better in the longer gameplay versus that temple.
The layer's better at that.
And I think that's what Nab kind of didn't recognize in this matchup, is that he was just going to lose against Lair.
Well, it was
that's
an
what I was saying, if
interesting
you're gonna-
strategy by jacksmack here, because he
It
runs
was,
to and
yeah.
places a lair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that looks super aggressive. And then
Yeah.
the first creature he gets out is a very defensive creature.
Yeah, he has.
So-
yeah.
So
yeah.
he
Interesting.
kind
I
of
don't know, I
he
think
kind of
Dorsey's
bait
a
and
little bit of both.
switched there. And I think
Dorsey's is
that
enough to do both. I think.
well, I'm pretty sure that Knabbmaster was expecting falcons to come rushing off of that lair.
Yeah, I can see
Right?
that.
There's
So
a
he
lot
was
of- there's a
expecting
lot of options.
a roused Pex Falcon, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to fight the Falcons in the air with the Guardian Angel. But then all of a sudden there's a Dorceus, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, crap, now what do I do?
Mm.
At that point,
At
he
that point, you
needed
need
to
to start
either-
killing the creatures as they come off.
yeah, he needed to either gear up or throw a boulder at
Does
Dorceus.
he have
Like-
is Nab? Does he have his revealed right now? Can we see his?
No,
I
he
don't know.
doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, you
theoretically,
can you
look at
can
it, but-
theoretically peek at all of it. But
Yeah, I can
um,
try
I don't-
that.
I don't.
I'm only
particularly
wondering
wanna
if he
do
had
that.
attack spells like range 2 attack spells. That he could have just like wanded.
Yeah, looks like he had acid ball. Some
Right. Put
a
a
boulder.
boulder wand.
Oh, he had another
and then
ballista.
consecrated
Ah.
ground. Right.
Yeah, he
if
had some
you
eye
do
for
that.
knives. Oh, those eye for knives would have been useful.
Oh, that'd have been huge.
Interesting.
But you see what I mean?
choices
Like if you elemental wand a
yeah.
boulder, I don't know if he has a wand or not. That's just one way to do it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
no elemental wand.
that Vorpal Blade would have been so good.
Yeah. So either way, I think he knows there's a lot of things that could have been better about it for him, but I think he made a good attempt at it. It just didn't end up
Mhm.
working out. And Jack's strategy honestly was really tough to counter.
It was solid.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did a good job.
how many rituals did he play? 4?
I believe so.
Something like that?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
4.
Can you see his?
No.
Oh man, why not? Aren't you jacksmack at this point?
I'm supposed to be, but oh well.
All right, well, let's go.
I mean, so basically with Nab, I almost wonder if he would have. He had the temple up because he did it turn 1, but if he would have gone like breastplate, Vorpal Blade, started challenging things, said I'm gonna take some damage, but like I need to take out some of these
Yeah,
important
The
creatures
Paladin has
right
a lot
now.
of ways to take out big creatures, and I think slicing and dicing actually would have been his best option.
He would have been really hurt, but like it would
But
have
if you
been.
swing it-
You know what you
Yeah.
could do? You could theoretically Crusade Banner and then double
yeah.
Messenger of Bimshallah the next turn,
Ooh, that's always a good one.
and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you get a bunch of healing, and you have 2 creatures on the board, and you can keep smacking stuff.
That's true too.
But I mean, obviously, you can see Jacksmack was prepared to dissolve some things.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, I don't think all of it would have lasted.
Well, we're at about an hour, so why don't we cut it off here?
All right.
that was the
Well, thanks for
semifinals,
joining.
round 1. Well, I guess we only have 1 round of semifinals, but first game of the semifinals. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.